Mills, Minnesota Vikings. Just want to win one before I die.
Lane Cooner, the conductor of the Baker train.
Boy, oh boy, do I want to win one before I die. I swear it is the only thing I want. Welcome into another edition of Wide Eye Weekly. We drop every Wednesday. We are here. It is me, your host, Brenner, your boy Spoon on the mic. We just want to ask you guys, subscribe real quick. Easy peasy, no problems there. Let's talk a little playoffs. Playoffs. All right. So I got the whole, there's a whole deal with the playoffs right now, man. I mean, we got pretty much the AFC set in stone. I mean, it would take
It's looking pretty solid.
Yeah, it's looking real. I mean, let me pull it up here. It's Kansas City's clinched a playoff spot. I know that. The Texans have clinched their division. The Steelers can clinch their division this week. I mean, there's not a whole lot left to go off of here. Got to pull it up. There it is. All right, so I got everything right here in front of me, okay? So we got Lions clinched a playoff spot. Eagles clinched a playoff spot, and if they win this week against the Commanders, they can clinch their division. Seahawks, they got some work to do. Tampa Bay got some work to do. The Minnesota Vikings clinched a playoff spot, fighting with Detroit and technically the Packers for the division lead. The Packers can clinch a playoff spot with a Green Bay win, Atlanta plus the Rams loss or tie, or Atlanta loss and a Seattle loss or tie. So a few ways they can get in there. The Commanders, if they win with an Atlanta loss or tie and a Rams loss or tie, they're in. They win Atlanta loss or tie and a Seattle loss or tie, they're in. And then this one's the mouthful. If Washington ties, then they need Atlanta loss, Arizona loss or tie, Rams loss or tie, Seattle loss or tie. So there's still some iffy ones there, especially because they have to win the game to get in. So, and they got the Rams, the Falcons, Cardinals, all those teams breathing down their necks in the wild card hunt. So the Commanders are right there on the edge, but the NFC playoff picture still got a lot. I mean, Seahawks, Bucks, Packers, Commanders, Rams, Falcons, technically Cardinals, Niners aren't technically eliminated yet. All those
Cowboys
teams
technically aren't eliminated yet.
Cowboys aren't technically eliminated yet either. So there's a big hunt in the NFC. Then we take a look at the AFC. All right, so if they win this week and Buffalo loses, they clinch the 1 seed. Buffalo Bills, they've clinched their division. Steelers, they clinched their division with a win this week. Texans clinched their division. So the 1 through 4 is almost all clinched up and ready to go. The Ravens, obviously, battling with the Steelers this week for the division. That'll be a huge game. The Chargers, the Broncos, the Colts. I think, did the Dolphins get eliminated this weekend? I think they got eliminated.
The Dolphins and the Bengals are still technically alive.
They're still technically alive. Okay. So while, you have the Ravens are going to make the playoffs, the Steelers are going to make the playoffs. So those two teams are pretty much guaranteed a spot. Not fully. It's a 85% chance.
I mean, the Steelers have clinched playoff berth. It's just the Ravens basically got to win one more game and then they're in. They're in.
Well, so the technical thing, so they clinch a playoff spot with a win and a Miami or an Indianapolis loss or tie. So that's all they got to do is win and in. If they take care of business, they'll be in the playoffs. So, but they have a tough Steelers team who's coming off a loss, and it's a division game. It'll be a tough game for sure. And then you have basically the final 2 wild card spots, and that's it. Whereas in the NFC, you have
basically a battle for that division this week.
Yeah, pretty much. It'll be good.
Game.
Yeah, very fun game. But so yeah, that's the playoff picture right now. It's kind of confusing, but hey, it'll get simpler as we get, final couple weeks here. Everything will get sorted out. The AFC's pretty much going to be Buffalo or Kansas City at 1, the AFC North at 3, the Texans in the 4th spot, and then the AFC North 2nd place in the 5, and then probably the AFC West at 6 and 7. So whichever, Broncos, Chargers, Broncos, however that turns out. So I doubt the Bengals end up making a comeback, but they would be the only other team I think that could end up getting there. But it would take a lot. So But with that, let's take a little look back at Week 15 here and talk about some winners and losers. Every week on the show, we go over our biggest winners and our biggest losers from the prior week. And I'm going to start off with my winner. And it's actually two.
Well, before you start, can I just
Yeah.
say something? Do you know who led the league in rushing last week, just by any chance? You might, because I'm sure you look at that stuff.
Led the league in rushing.
Last week. Do you know? It's a crazy name. I was surprised when I saw it.
Let me think. No, I'm not looking at anything on the computer. I don't have any stats pulled up. Hands are up. It's not a big name guy.
It's not a big name guy. It's not a quarterback though. It is a running.
No,
back.
yeah. I assumed it was a running back. I am gonna go with. Oh God, I'm trying to think of all the games. Everybody. No. I'm just trying to think of everybody I can think of. Was it the Bills backup running back?
No. You want to hear it?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Rico Dowdle from the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. I see you.
149 yards rushing.
Okay,
I get it's against the Panthers. I'm not. I'm not as
Panthers have been playing well lately.
I was just looking at it. I was like, that's weird. Like Rico Dowdle literally led the league in rushing last week.
That was a crazy game, though, dude. For the first time in 2 years, the Panthers are favored, and then they go out and get curb stomped by. Sorry about this. A bad Cowboys team.
No, don't. It's not sorry. We honestly.
Anytime I
don't know why the hell we're winning. We should not be winning. We realistically don't have a chance to make it to the playoffs.
Take it from a professional. This is what teams do. I don't know why they do it, but every year we would be in the middle of the pack. We would just have like a 14th overall pick, and I'd be like, wow, those 2 wins in December against the Jaguars and the Saints were really great. Now that we're not picking in the top 7, cool.
I mean, we just beat what the
Panthers?
We beat the Panthers, and then who was the team we beat the week before? I mean, didn't we beat the Commander? I don't know. We did not beat the Commanders.
Let me look it up real quick.
Actually, I think we did beat the Commanders. We've won 3 of the last 4. Why are we beating the Commanders? Why are we beating the Giants? Like, what are we doing?
3 of the last 4 with Cooper Rush in the game, and I mean, you guys have a serious issue coming up here soon with the whole Micah Parsons issue.
Well, the issue is fucking Dak. We should be getting rid of him.
Well, you should be, but you're not gonna.
We're not going to. I've been saying it for years now.
Yeah, no.
It's been a decade, dude. What are we doing?
Vikings learned the hard way, right? With Kirk Cousins, right? You can't have a fringe top 10 quarterback getting paid number 1 overall money. It's not going to work out. You're not going to be able to build a contender. It just doesn't. I mean, look, the Vikings' first year that we don't pay Kirk Cousins. First year we don't pay Kirk Cousins since we started paying him. We were in the NFC Championship last time we didn't pay him, and the first year since then that we don't pay him, we're 12-2.
Yeah, y'all are having a great season.
Yeah, use that money, go build a defense, draft some weapons, and put a quarterback in there that can run a scheme with a good offensive play caller. That's how you win in the NFL right now. But all right. MVPs. Are you ready for my MVPs?
Let's hear it. MVPs? Okay, I have 2. MVPs. I have 2 as well. So.
Yeah, I'm notorious for only having 1, and I had to do 2 this week. I had to do 2. And they're the big 2. MVP quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson and soon-to-be MVP quarterback, Josh Allen. The 2 in the hunt for MVP. Lamar Jackson, 84%, 290 yards, 5 touchdowns through the air, and 0 interceptions, only to be outdone by Josh Allen against a top 5 team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions, 67.6%, 362 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, and 0 turnovers. I mean, have a day, boys. The MVP race is blow for blow, knockout. There's that old video of the Japanese boxer and the American boxer, just boom, 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 boom. I mean, they are going at it, and I love to see it.
So I'm going in a different direction here. I'm going to be a little biased.
Yeah,
that's fine. I'm usually not biased at all.
No, I love a little bias every once in a while. Hit me with it.
But first of all, I have 2. I'm picking one player that helped me win a parlay this week. So
yeah.
And it was very helpful because I quit looking. I quit watching because I was like, there's no way they cover this spread. There is no
That's
way.
the best. That's the best.
And then I look back and I was like, wait, they covered this? And that's the New York Jets and Devontae Adams.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had the Jets spread. I was like, man, this is over. Like, I already covered the Bengals spread. That was easy.
That one had me tripping, dude. I went big on the Bengals this weekend.
Yep.
Big
That's
on
what
the
I'm
Bengals.
saying. I parlayed the Bengals and the Jets, went big on them. I was like, yep, these two are my two new games that are going to hit. There's no way.
I took the Bengals spread straight up so low, and I was like, this is guaranteed money. And then I look up, and they're down like 14-7, and I'm like, no way. No.
I kept an eye on that one.
So I stopped watching that one, and then I go to check my account later, and I'm like, oh, my God, they covered. Oh, my God, they covered.
Yep. That's how I was with the Jets. Anyway, just to give Devontae Adams some credit, 198 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. He helped the Jets cover that spread. He got a late.
He did.
He had a late big play. I'm pretty sure it was his late touchdown that really covered that. Great job. The other one is the reason why I'm saying it's biased is because this guy, another wide receiver, helped me win my fantasy league this week. So, okay, sorry. Didn't win the league. I'm now moving on.
Got a playoff win.
Yes, but I beat the defending champs, and it's all because of him, and that is Mike Evans putting up 159 yards receiving and another guy with 2 touchdowns.
The Baker train is rolling hard.
That's also a little biasy from from being a huge Baker fan, but great job, Mike Evans. Great job, Devontae Adams. Let's move on to our biggest losers.
Hold on. I'm going to add myself to my biggest winner because speaking of bets, I hit this. Kansas City money line, Denver money line, Commanders money line, Bills money line, Cowboys money line, Ravens money line, Houston money line, Jets money line, Bengals money line, Philadelphia money line. A 10-legger.
Okay.
That was
I bet that was real nice.
That was I put $2 on that, and it was a real nice win still. A really nice win still. And I only put $2 on it. That's my dub of the week. All right. Biggest losers. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. They have a chance to bounce back this week against my Minnesota Vikings, which I really hope they don't. But they're my biggest losers. You lose Geno midway through a game. You're in the middle of a playoff race, right? You got the Cardinals, you got the Rams breathing down your necks. You got to get a tough win against another playoff caliber team, and you go out there, your quarterback gets hurt, and then you fold. The defense folded. You folded. You did not play well. Even if Geno had been in the game, not playing well on defense didn't help. They pretty much. I know the score was only 23-13 late. I talked about that on the top 10 episode, and they ended up getting that late interception that led to the touchdown to make it 30-13. But the Seahawks controlled this game, beginning to end. They controlled this game. It was never close.
You mean the Packers controlled the game?
Oh yeah, sorry. The Packers controlled the game. It's 20-3 at halftime, if I remember what you said correctly.
Yep.
It was not a close game. The Seahawks
close.
are my biggest loser this week.
So similar to playoff picture, my biggest loser is Tua Tagovailoa. Tagovailoa. Sorry. I can never pronounce his name right.
You're good. It happens. It happens to everybody. It happens to announcers sometimes.
Oh, I know. I'll hear him say it. I'm just like, that does not sound like his name, but whatever.
That's how you say that. But all right. Anyways, continue.
So, playoff picture. You have the Chargers lose. You have the Colts lose. This is a great time for you to gain on, just move up in the standings just a little bit. And Tua throws 3 interceptions.
Oof.
1 touchdown, 3 interceptions for a 60 passer rating. That is absolutely terrible.
Terrible.
He's got to do better than that. He is by far my biggest loser. And I looked at a bunch of them. I was thinking about defenses and stuff just like you were.
Yeah.
But it's got to be Tua.
Yep. Nope. That's a good one. That's a good one. Tua did not play well. And because of that, the Miami team suffered as a whole and ended up taking a loss to Houston. And I love Mike Daniels. I love him. I think he's a fantastic play caller, and I think he's going to get this figured out. But so far throughout his career, he does not beat winning teams. He doesn't do it. So if the team he's playing against has a winning record, take the other team's money line. Just do it. I've been doing it so far this season. paid off great. So before we get on to the MVP talks, because we're going to talk a little MVP action, are you ready to be held accountable this week?
Yeah. Was it bad?
It was not as good as last week. No, it was. So last week we ended up getting back to 10 wins. This week we went negative. I'm pulling it up on the screen here. We ended up going. Oop, got the logo in the way.
7-9. Is this our worst week yet?
No. We've had a worse week. We had another 7-9 week.
Okay.
So if you haven't watched the show before, how this works is throughout the off season. So like, we started this in late May and it went through up until the season started. So week 15 was probably, mid to early August is when we predicted this. And we had 3 people on the show then. His name's Riley. He's unable to be with us right now. But the only rule was everybody had to pick a team, and that vote got cast. And this is how it turned out then. And we thought the Niners would win. We thought Cleveland would win, Miami. Anyways, long story short, this week we went 7-9 on the season. That moves us to 126-99 with a 56% correct pick percentage. This was the primetime games really got us good this week.
Yep. I'm not mad about it. I mean, we're still 126 wins versus 99 losses. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really mad about the Chicago one. You and Riley picked Chicago to win this game, and I just could not. I was beside myself then. I'm beside myself.
I mean, I told you I did not think this Vikings team would be anywhere near as good as
nobody, not even this guy thought his Vikings team was going to be this good. I definitely thought that we were going to have a ride of a season. Like I thought we might be. Everybody asked me like Vegas had us at 6.5 wins. It was like the second lowest total of any team, right? They had like 6.5, 5.5. And everybody would ask me, like, are the Vikings going to actually cover the 6.5? Like, they're not going to be a very good team. Like, Sleeper even put out, before the season started, I've seen the tweet floating around a bunch, with the number 1 overall pick, the Minnesota Vikings select ... Like, everybody thought this Vikings team was going to be really bad. I knew the defense was going to be much improved and that we had Justin Jefferson. We were going toe-to-toe with Detroit with no-name QBs in there last year. I was confident we would be a 9 to 10 win football team. Like that's what I felt. They've obviously exceeded expectations a lot so far this season, and I love it. But that's our accountability session. That is all the teams that we have, and we went 7-9 this past week. Hopefully, we can bounce back next week and finish the season strong over the next few weeks. But we'll see. Who knows? Who knows what we'll get? But you ready to talk a little MVP talk? A little Lamar Jackson, a little Josh Allen.
Sure.
So let's preface this with who we think should win the MVP. So I'll let you go first. Just who you don't have to give a long explanation if you don't want to, or if you do, you can. But who you think should win?
So if I'm just going off of stats, it should be Lamar Jackson. But if I'm going off of who's doing more with the team they have, it should probably be Josh Allen.
You think Josh Allen?
Yeah.
I mean, I love Lamar, and so I try not to be biased about it. And Josh Allen is by all means insane right now. He is carrying the offense on his back, and he is, Khalil Shakir is playing well. James Cook is playing well. Those guys are playing well, but like the reason, so I said yesterday on the Top 10 episode, I would talk more about the Lions and the Bills game. And what I was going to say then, and I'll say it now, is the Detroit Lions on defense lost that game the second Josh Allen stepped onto the field. The second he said, the Lions have been banged up. They've been injured on defense for a while now, and they've been covering that up with really aggressive blitz schemes. It's the same thing the Vikings did last year when they got injured. They just cover it up with a lot of blitz heavy, a lot of creative pressures, stuff like that. But with Josh Allen, if you do that to Josh Allen, he's just going to scramble out of the pocket and chunk off 15 yards of play, chunk off 25 yards of play. You can't do that.
One of the best passes that I've seen all season was his pass where he's going left and he threw it right and went to James Cook. That was one of the best
it was phenomenal.
It was great.
Phenomenal.
That's an MVP caliber throw.
Yeah, he's playing amazing. And I think for me, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are equally mobile in different ways. Like if I had to take one as a mobile guy, I'm taking Lamar, obviously.
Right.
But the threat Josh Allen poses with his size and his mobility together are equal to what Lamar can do with just his mobility alone. And because Lamar is leading Josh Allen in every major passing stat right now, I have to give the edge to Lamar personally, but I think Josh Allen will be the favorite in the media and the public and probably end up winning. I would cast my vote for Lamar Jackson because of how bad his defense is, and he's still playing really well. Josh Allen has always had a really top tier defense, and it allows him to, in the past, not this year because he's been much better with turnovers this year, but in the past it's allowed him to be more daring with the turnovers, throw it up a little more often. And Lamar has had that luxury up until this season, right? And now it's a garbage defense. And I do feel like Lamar has a better running back than Josh Allen has. And out of all of the Bills' weapons and all of Baltimore's weapons, Derrick Henry's the best weapon out of either of those teams. But I feel like as a whole cast and crew, the Bills are more talented on offense than the Ravens are. It's really just Lamar and Derrick Henry. And then you have Josh Allen, you have James Cook, you have Khalil Shakir.
I don't know.
Kincaid.
I think I would probably take Zay Flowers over anybody in that receiving core right now in Buffalo.
Not Khalil Shakir. Shakir's dude, he's balling out. He is getting open. He is putting people on skates weekly. That dude, like they said on the broadcast, this dude's the biggest rock star that nobody knows. And they were like, this dude's, I mean, any week now you're going to start seeing double coverage weekly on this dude because he is just lighting it up. So I really like Khalil Shakir. I'm a big fan of him. But and I'm not trying to disrespect Josh Allen. I'm not trying to take anything away. I am not mad at anybody who says Josh Allen is the MVP because he deserves it. I just think Lamar deserves it this much more.
I do have a question though.
Yeah.
So let's say the Bengals sneak themselves into the playoffs.
Okay.
Does that change your MVP race?
As in, like, the Bengals miss the playoffs?
No, if they sneak into the playoffs.
Or sorry, the Ravens miss the playoffs because the Bengals sneak in?
No, let's say they all make it.
Oh, you're saying with Joe Burrow.
I'm saying with Joe Burrow. I'm saying, let's say, okay, so we just went over the playoff.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's leading the league in
everything.
And
everything.
Yeah.
He was my MVP pick before the season, and I said it on the show yesterday that if the team was doing well, he would be the MVP, no question, and I stand by that. I don't know if him squeaking into the playoffs would be enough to get voters to do it, but I would cast my vote for him if they make the playoffs.
The Chargers play the Broncos. They play the Patriots. They play the Raiders. I don't know. They probably win 2 of the 3 of those. Who do the Broncos play? Chiefs, Bengals, Chargers. Perfect. Let's say the Broncos lose out.
Yep.
Those are 3 tough games.
Yep.
The Bengals win out. They would get the tiebreaker because the Bengals beat the Broncos head-to-head, and they would sneak into the playoffs.
If that's the case, I'm casting my vote for Joe Burrow for MVP.
There you go.
Yes, he has Jamar Chase. Yes, he has T. Higgins. He has the best receiving core of anybody in that group, but he's also leading the league in every single passing statistic there is, and that should be enough. But I do believe if that happens, then Josh Allen will just get it because he's Josh Allen, and he's doing so well right now, and they would end up with the 1 or the 2 seed because, unfortunately, voters weigh that very heavily of how well the team does, and I think that's dumb. I think it should go to the best player, not the best player on the best team. But that's just me. That's not how the NFL works. So I do believe that Josh Allen will win it based off the criteria the NFL has shown in the past. But just for my Lamar Jackson case, I talked about this a little bit yesterday on the show. I went through in my notes here, and I tallied up the passing yards, passing touchdowns, passing interceptions, and passer rating for all 10 of the previous NFL MVPs to play quarterback. Okay, so that's Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Rodgers twice, Lamar Jackson again, Pat Mahomes again, Brady, Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, and Aaron Rodgers a third time. Okay, and amongst those, Lamar Jackson would rank 6th in passing yards, 4th in total touchdowns, first in interceptions thrown, and that's saying something considering those years with Rodgers where he was crazy having 4 or 5 interceptions a year. And then tied for first, by the way, with Rodgers. And then a 120.7 passer rating, which would be second among any quarterback. Josh Allen would rank 7th in yards, so one below Lamar Jackson. He would rank 10th in touchdowns, and this is extrapolated over a 17-game season based off their current average, is what I'm going off of here. He would rank 10th among the last 10 quarterbacks. He would rank 5th in interceptions, and he would rank 8th in total passer rating. So Lamar beats him, in comparison to previous MVPs. Lamar Jackson ranks higher in all of those key categories, but the Bills as a team are playing so much better right now that I think the voters would give it to Josh Allen. But I believe Lamar Jackson has earned it and should get it because his biggest knock his whole career has been, well, he's great mobile, but he just can't play from within the pocket. And this year, he only has 3 rushing touchdowns. He has dedicated himself to winning with his arm and not relying on his legs to show everybody I can do this if I want to, and I don't need my legs to win. I use them to win because they're that good. So, I don't know. That's just me. Let us know what you think down in the comments. I'd love to know. I'll post a poll down there or something so you guys can all vote, or just leave a name down there so we can kind of figure out what everybody's feeling. But it's definitely going to be a close race. I think Josh Allen probably gets it, but I would love to see Lamar Jackson go MV3. But all right, you ready to pick some spreads? Unless you got anything to add to the MVP?
Nope. I'm good.
Spreads?
Let's do it.
We're going spreads? All right, so every week on the show, we take a look at the upcoming week, and we pick each spread for the upcoming week just as a little fun. There's nothing major. We're just having a little fun with it. And then we give a 1 to 5 star rating on how we feel about our pick. So let me pull that up here. All right, so first game up is Broncos at Chargers. Big AFC West game. It's in LA. Chargers minus 2.5. I'm going to go with the Broncos in a 2-star. So a 1-star is don't touch this with a 10-foot pole. A 5-star is put your house on it. And a 3-star is I'm comfortable with this. So figure that out. Feel the medium out for yourself. I'm going to go Chargers in a 2-star.
Chargers or Broncos?
Chargers in a 2-star. Or sorry, Broncos in a 2-star. Sorry. Thank you. Broncos, 2 stars.
This is tough. I'm seeing it at 3 on some. I'm seeing it at 2.5. If you can get it at 3, I'm completely comfortable taking the Broncos there. Chargers at 2.5, though, makes it a little more difficult. I'm still going to lean towards the Broncos, though, and probably, a 1 or a 2-star. Probably a 2-star.
Cool. All right, next up on the list, we have some Saturday games. We got some Saturday football. We got Saturday football NFL, Saturday football college.
Listen, the NFL is fucked up for this.
No, this is good. They did it during the day so that we can have college football at night. They didn't do any night games on Saturday. They thought about
this.
There's
still college football throughout the day, though. The first game's at noon. Not for you. Obviously,
yeah, for
10
me,
a.m. for
10
you.
a.m. But but listen to me. Listen.
Because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not watching any NFL on Saturday. I'm sorry.
Listen to me.
I love the NFL, but I'm watching college football playoff on Saturday. The NFL is dumb for this. I hope.
Hold on.
I pray,
hold on.
I hope. No, hold on. I hope. I wanted to rant about this for a minute. I hope and I pray that the viewership on college football playoff is so high and the NFL suffers so much from playing these Saturday games that they take a step back and they're just like, you know what? Maybe putting NFL games on the same day that the college football has playoff games is a terrible idea, and they stop doing it. Because I'm not watching these games. I'm sorry. I'm watching my Texas Longhorns play in the playoff.
So
end of rant.
Here's what I'm going to say. The NFL has been doing this because up until this year, for the rest of history, there has been no college football this time of year, so they gave us extra football. It was to appease us because there was no football on. So the NFL has been doing this for us, and it has been a blessing, so I'm not mad at them for continuing it.
They can Okay, everybody looks ahead. I'm sure that they looked ahead. And
Yeah,
they were
no,
like,
no. I fully agree that they definitely looked at this and went, there's college football. We got to keep doing the Saturday games. We already put it in the schedule, and who knows? Maybe it's so the viewership's so bad they don't do it next year. They keep it.
I hope they don't, because it's.
Hey, I don't know. We'll
I
see. But
don't want them to do
I'm
this.
not mad at it because of the fact that it's just more football. I can throw on 4 games all at once and be watching 2 college football, 2 NFL, or 1 NFL, 3 college football, and I can just be happy. I can just have football all day. I'm stoked about it. But
I'm just saying, as a fan of one of the college football teams that are playing that day, I don't put duals whenever my team is playing and it's a very important game.
Oh yeah, no, I don't do dual screens.
I don't do dual screen. I don't do any of that.
Fair.
I just want my one game on, and I'm gonna watch that the whole time. So.
Nope, I agree. I agree with that. All right, Texans at Chiefs. Kansas City -2.5. I'm taking the Texans if Pat Mahomes is even slightly injured, and I'm taking the Texans in a 4-star.
No, I'm taking the Chiefs here, and I'm probably going to 3-star it.
Even with Carson Wentz playing.
Yeah, even with this Texas team has not looked very good at all. This Chiefs defense is they're gonna step it up, and they're gonna play very well versus the Texans. They're at home. This Texas team wasn't even in my top 10. Like I said in the show before, they're kind of struggling a little bit. I think the Chiefs still have enough. They're going to game plan properly to where they can still beat this Texas team by, let's say, a game-winning field goal for like the 6th time this year. Probably.
You want to hold me to something? You want to hold me accountable to something? I'm about to make a prediction. You can hold me to this. The Texans will be the first team in 2 seasons to put up 28 points on the Kansas City Chiefs defense, and it will happen this weekend. Mark my words.
Okay.
It'll happen. All right, so Steelers at Ravens, Baltimore -6. I'm taking the Steelers on that. This is a 3-point ball game. -6 is a lot of points for 2 good football teams. The Ravens can definitely do what the Eagles did and milk the clock with the run game, but their defense is not good enough to hold them when the Steelers are on the field. So I'm going to take the Steelers -6. I still think the Ravens win the game, but it's not going to be a 6-point game.
Yeah, I'm taking the Steelers here as well. They're coming off a big loss to the Eagles. Honestly, they might have been looking ahead to this game because this is huge whenever it comes to the division. I think they win the division by winning this game, do they not? Because that would put them up 2 games and they win the tiebreaker. I'm pretty sure if the Steelers win, they take their division.
Let's see so they would move to 10-5. Steelers move to 10-5 with 2 weeks left to play though.
Well, the Steelers would move to 11-4. The Ravens would move to.
The Steelers win the division with this game. Yes. Yeah. So I thought you said the Ravens. Yes, the Steelers win the game win the division if they win the game.
Right.
Because the Ravens
that would put them up 2 games. They also have the tiebreaker, winning both games. Yes. I don't know if the Ravens win this game, but I am very confident when it comes to the Steelers spread. This is going to be a close game. Give me a 4-star for the Steelers.
I like it. I like it a lot. Giants at Falcons. Falcons -9.5. I'm going to take the Giants in a 2-star.
Yeah, this Falcons offense has been struggling. I mean,
they barely beat the Raiders.
That was not a great game. I am gonna take the Giants spread, but I'm only gonna 2-star it.
That's fair. I'm gonna 2-star it as well. Cardinals at Panthers. Arizona -4. I'm gonna take that and run to the bank. 4 stars, Arizona.
Yeah, I like it. I would probably like it more if it was -3 at least, but -4, I'm just gonna put it at a 3-star.
If you can tease it down to 2.5, I'm putting 5 stars on that.
Yeah, I would as well. This Panthers, man, it's just that Cardinals defense has been struggling.
Yeah, they were doing so well for like 4 weeks, and then they started struggling again. I don't understand it. It's so weird.
I mean, they didn't do bad last week, but they did play the Patriots.
Yeah, they played the Patriots.
Yeah, like I said, I'm taking that spread, and I'm gonna 3-star it.
3-star? I like it. Lions at Bears. All right. Riley. So there's a third member of our show. I've mentioned him a lot. He's unable to be here right now. He predicted at the beginning of the year that the Bears would win this game. I think his exact words were, "I don't care if the Bears don't win any other game. I guarantee you they will win this game," or something along those lines. So with that being said, I am going to do the risky maneuver, and I'm going to 1-star the Bears at +6.5.
Yeah, I don't see that. Even with David Montgomery out, they still have Jahmyr Gibbs. Their defense is pretty banged up, but this Bears offense just has been struggling all year. I'm taking that Lions spread, and I'm going to 3-star it.
All right. Browns at Bengals. I'm taking Bengals minus 7.5, 3 stars.
I do not like the 7.5 spread. I'm leaning more towards the Browns. If it was less than 7 points, I'd probably be on the Bengals. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Browns plus 7.5, and I'm gonna 1-star that.
That's fair.
I'm not super confident in it, but I don't like the 7.
I'm not mad at it. I really do think that I don't know how to say this. I just think that Joe Burrow is going to ball out. Plain simple, I think they're going to win by 2 touchdowns. That's how I can say it. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Titans at Colts here. I mean, talk about a turd bowl. I'm going to take Indy minus 3.5. I'm a 1-star that. I don't like touching that game with a 10-foot pole any way, shape, or form. What do you think?
Total turd bowl, just like you said. I feel like there's going to be a lot of money on the Colts, and that's part of the reason I'm going to lean towards the Titans. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try to fade the public here, and yeah, I'm gonna go with the Titans, and I'm gonna 2-star it.
Okay. So, real quick, I wanted to look up some stats real quick on this game right here, the Lions-Bears game, and Jared Goff in his career, okay, sub 65%, and this is not just at Chicago. This is total games against Chicago. His whole career, he's played 10 games. He has 64.04% completion percentage. He averages under 220 yards a game with a sub 90 quarterback rating. Consider 98 is average. He's at an 86.4 with 15 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. So 1.5 touchdowns to 1 pick a game. So just something to think about I'm just trying to give Riley the benefit of the doubt there with the stats. Just trying to give the people a little information on why Riley says the things he says. Seems less crazy. Yeah, sorry about that. I just had to go back to that real quick. And then we got Rams at Jets next. That's the one, right? Rams at Jets. I mean, Rams minus 3.5. This is a. I mean, I can't even say how good this is. Rams minus 3.5. The Jets are a bad football team that beat another bad football team last week. The Rams are streaking red hot right now. They have a tough division win last week. The week before that, they beat the fucking Bills. Even with having to travel to the East Coast and play an earlier game, fucking Rams, 4 stars.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. If this game was, honestly, I'm looking at this one and the next one, and I'm thinking about buying them down to 2.5 and just maxing out on the Rams and the Eagles here. Honestly,
oh man, I don't know.
No, the Jets are just terrible. They're really, really bad. They snuck out a win over the Jags. They realistically should have lost, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams minus 3.5, and I'm going to 4-star that as well. And then go ahead and move on to the Eagles and the Commanders. The Commanders looked bad last week against the Saints. The Saints started to come back. If I'm not mistaken, didn't they go for 2 and didn't get it?
Yep. The Saints. The Saints.
Yeah. The Saints. They went for 2. Didn't get it. So they had a chance to win the game. Like this Commanders team, they've kind of just, I feel like they've already hit their ceiling. They're starting to fade back to normal now.
Absolutely.
Eagles are red hot. Yeah, give me the Eagles 3.5, and I'm going to 4-star that one as well.
I'm going to 1-star the Eagles here. I don't like the 3.5 in a division game, especially with how hot and cold the Commanders offense can be. They could put up 30. They could put up 10. I don't know what they're going to do. And so it's a 1-star either way for me, and I'm gonna throw it on the Commanders just to have the points. I don't like that game at all. All right, Vikings at Seahawks. 12-2 Vikes go into Seattle against the 8-6 Hawks. I said it once, I'll say it again. Good teams win, great teams cover. The Vikings are 9-4-1 against the spread this season. They're coming off covering the Bears spread, and they covered all 3 of the biggest props in the game. TJ Hawkinson over 40 yards, Aaron Jones over 60 yards, Sam Darnold over 200 yards. Those were all 3 the biggest prop bets for Monday Night Football. They covered all 3. They covered the game. I'm going to say they cover one more time. Give me the Vikings minus 3 and a 3-star.
So you said it a couple weeks ago. The Seahawks team is terrible at home. Yep. They just got demolished at home by the Packers. I don't see this going in another direction. I think it's going to stay the same. I'm going to take the Vikings -3. And yeah, I'm going to 4-star that. I'm pretty confident that they cover that.
Love hearing it.
Yeah, I know you love hearing that.
All right, Patriots at Bills. I mean, I just don't. 14's a lot.
Yeah, but this
So
Patriots
many
team
points.
is bad.
They're very bad, but it's so many points. I hate it. I ended up taking Baltimore minus the 16.5 last week, and that paid. So give me Buffalo minus 14. Star. Let's roll it. Let's roll it back. Roll with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bills -14, but I'm gonna 2-star it just because it's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. I don't hate you for that. It's a lot of points. Jaguars at Raiders here. I'm going to take the Jaguars +1 because the Raiders are an absolute dumpster fire. They're the second worst team in the entire league, right behind the Giants right now. And the Jaguars are a bad team, but they're not a dumpster fire bad team. They're just like a small trash can fire.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, hold on, give me 2 seconds.
You're good. Yeah. The Jags have,
isn't Crosby out for the
Yeah, he's done. He's done for the season.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I read Crosby's out for the season.
Yeah,
I thought I read that like a few days ago.
You did.
Yeah, with that being the case, give me the Jags. Basically, I'm seeing a pick 'em. It's +1 -1. It essentially is a pick 'em.
Yeah.
Give me them, and I'm gonna 2-star it.
Yeah, I like it. All right, Niners at Dolphins. The Dolphins beat losing football teams. They don't beat winning football teams. They're at home. Give me the Dolphins -1 and a 3-star.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Dolphins as well and a 3-star here.
Cool. Bucks at Cowboys. Spoon. Oh my God.
So
Spoon.
hey. Let me just say something real quick.
Yeah.
It is a predicament that I am in.
Floor is yours, buddy.
So I live in Dallas-Fort Worth area. This game is Sunday night. I am off Sunday night. Looking at tickets right now, they're not super expensive by any means. The price is honestly probably going to drop. Brenner, what would you do? Would you wear a Bucks? Would you wear a Bucks jersey?
Hold on. Let's be very clear. So in the tiny little picture on the screen, you can see I'm wearing my Unreal Vikings hoodie I got this weekend at the game. We are different fans. Let's be clear about that. We are different, not in a bad way. I'm not saying that in a bad way. This is nothing against you as a fan, okay? But you tend to be a fan of your team and a fan of other players. Right. I am a fan of my team, and if you're not on my team, until you are on my team, eat a rock. So for you, I don't think it's a big deal to wear the Baker Mayfield. You're the conductor of the motherfucking Baker train, for God's sake.
So I was talking to one of my buddies earlier, and he said, he was like, you know what you do? He was like, if you end up going to the game,
Baker jersey.
Yep, you wear your Baker jersey and then you wear a Cowboys hat. That shows that you love the Cowboys, always will, but you love Baker as well.
Or you just take your Baker jersey with you. You just take it with you and carry it around. Wear a Cowboys jersey and take the Baker jersey and a Sharpie and force your way down into the 100 level and go get a signature pregame.
Go get a fucking signature. I would love that. But man, I'm just waiting for ticket prices to drop. But back to my point, that was my little predicament I'm in. I'm still looking at tickets. I'm still going to eye them. I'll let you know if I go or not. More than likely, I'm not going to go just because Christmas is coming up and I got to do some traveling, so I don't know if I'm going to the game. But I am 100% taking this Buccaneers spread, and I'm going to 5-star it. All right, my Cowboys team is complete dog water, and the Bucks, I mean, they're firing on all cylinders right now. Bucky Irvin was 3rd in rushing last week.
Can I defend something real quick? I would like to defend something. Anybody who watches this in the future or otherwise, if you're watching right now, Spoon is not a bandwagon fan. I like to give him shit, but in his heart, he is a Cowboys fan, and he just likes Baker Mayfield because Baker Mayfield's a good dude. I would like to defend Spoon and just sit on the podium and say he is not a bandwagon fan. He is not dump the Cowboys when they get bad. He still watches the Cowboys every week. He still reps them every week, like even when they're bad. He also loves Baker Mayfield, and I just want to come to your defense in case anybody tries to call you a bandwagoner. You are not that. You have stuck by the Cowboys my entire time knowing you, other than the one season you started rooting for the Cubs in baseball. It's the only time I've ever seen you bandwagon.
Okay.
But you are not a football bandwagoner, and you are a true Cowboys fan that just happens to really like Baker Mayfield. And that's why we donned you the conductor of the Baker train. But all right, I am also going to take the Buccaneers spread -4 at a 4-star, and we're going to move on to the final game of the week, the New Orleans Saints at the Green Bay Packers, and that is a lot of fucking points.
Yes, it is. This is tough, man. So the Packers are definitely good enough to cover this spread. My thing is, are they looking at this game as like, are they already looking at the week later? Like, are they looking ahead?
I don't think they're looking ahead. It's for me, it's which Jordan Love are we going to get? Are we going to get a Jordan Love that's like, fuck it, this is the Saints, I'm going to throw the ball up, and he throws 3 interceptions and 3 touchdowns, and they went on a field goal? Or are we going to get a Jordan Love that's dialed in and throws for 4 touchdowns, 1 interception with 290 yards? And I don't know. So for that reason, a Saints team that just made it close against a great Washington Commander offense, I'm going to take them -13.5, and I'm going to do it on a 1-star because I don't like either way on this game. So,
yep, that's what. If I was going to take the Saints, I was going to 1-star or 2-star it. So I'm right there with you. I'm taking the Saints spread, and I'm going to 1-star it as well.
All right, well, I like it. All right, well, you got anything else you want to add to the show before we hop off here?
Nope. Just
all right.
Good luck, Cowboys, and good luck, Baker.
I will drop the information now on Friday if you're watching this and you would like to tune into the Friday film room that we've been doing lately. We've done quite a few episodes now, and there's been a little bit of a success for us on that show, and I've been enjoying doing it. Spoon's been enjoying doing it. We're going to try to get Riley back on there soon. We are going to do a special episode of the Friday film room this week where we are going to break down the Bills and Lions game, and we're going to look at both Josh Allen and Jared Goff and their duel that they had this past Sunday. We're going to go over both of them. We're not just going to spotlight one. We're going to spotlight both. We're going to talk about them, give our thoughts. So make sure to tune into that this Friday, and we will see you guys there. Have a good one.